Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Come back with me in my third channel. My name is Siti Hasana. I'm from TBI 4 in English Department of EIN Jember. In this video, I will interview my senior in English Department. Before I continue my interview, I will introduce my senior.
Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Actually, Ihsan is my name, and my address. I'm from Madura, of course, and of course you know that Madura is really far from here, so that's why I have to study hard, especially in English department. And I come from TBI 2, the 5th semester. And actually in this morning, I think it is a golden chance for me because my junior chooses me to be her partner in interview from our beloved lecturer Ma'am Sari, right?
Yes, right. Okay, I hear you from Madura.
Right.
I ever hear that Madura is famous about ulama NU.
Alright. Exactly in Madura, well, talking about Madura, right? Talking about Madura, actually, the religion, the religion is Aswaja. Maybe there are many ulama or cottage, like Islamic boarding house. They still in Aswaja or Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah. That's why when I come here, of course, there are many students from Madura, especially they follow or they join organization which is the background is Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah, because when they come from Madura, in their family, in their society, all of them are Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah. So till here, they still join organization like organization or community that the background is Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah.
I also have a friend, which one he learn about religion or study in Madura.
Right.
Exactly in Islamic boarding school Al Amin.
Oh, Al-Amin. Right, I know Al-Amin. Exactly my house is, I think, is near enough from Al-Amin. Yeah, because when I go home from here to Madura, of course, my way I have to pass in Al-Amin. So maybe only half of hour from Al-Amin to my house. So I think it is not far. It's not so far. I think it is near enough from my house, Al-Amin. Yeah, I know Al-Amin.
And why you go in Jember? Because I mean in Madura is the education is good, I
Right.
think. And why you choose Jember as your university and you choose EIN?
Alright. Actually, I think it is more in my experience, right? Exactly for the first time, because in junior high at the time I was in senior high school and junior high school in Islamic boarding house in Madura. And at the time, exactly, I would not go up from my cottage from my Islamic boarding house, but I think if I stayed there, of course, my experience is not so far enough.
Yes, yes.
So that's why I have to look for universities far from my house. And one of the university that becomes my goal is in Jember. Maybe the differences between Javas and Madura's people. If Java society, if go to Madura, maybe they stay in Islamic boarding house. But if the Madura student go to Java, of course they look for university or others, like the education after senior high school, like university or CIN or Stein or others. So I think my goal, I go to this campus to make my experience larger. It is my the first goal.
Yes. Maybe sometimes I want to go to Madura and I want to feel the atmosphere in Madura.
Right. I hope so. Maybe when you come from, I mean, when you go to Madura, you can visit my house. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yes, we will move the other question. The first, why you choose English as your major or your department? Because I mean many kind major or department in EIN Jember, and
Right.
why you choose English?
Well, exactly for the first time, I think it is. I mean, I like English from senior high school in, yeah, from senior high school in my cottage. I mean, exactly for the first time, English is my enemy. English is my enemy. Why? Because I really don't like English so much. That's why, as I said, English is my enemy. But at the time, I ever heard my friend talking English. So I think English is very interesting. So that's why when I at the time when I was in my Islamic boarding house in Madura, I tried to join some course in my cottage because there are many activities in my cottage. One of them is English course. So I tried to join English course, and finally I feel English is good. So that's why till now I take English department. And Alhamdulillah for today in this university in EIN, EIN can receive me in English department also. So I can improve my English from the first I stay in Islamic boarding house at the time I met in my college when I was in Madura till today I take English department in EIN Jember. So it is my reason why I take English department. Yes, I said before that for the first English is my enemy, but today English is my favorite.
Ini different with me. I like English.
So,
I like English from elementary school at five class. At the time, my teacher asked me to follow speech contest.
alright.
And from 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 the time I like English. I think when I was pronouncing English
English.
is unique,
Ah,
and I just like speaking. I just like speaking English because it's unique when I was speaking English and different with my friends. And how about you about four aspect in English like reading, listening,
grammar and others.
writing and speaking.
Oh, right,
Which
speaking.
one you most like and which one
Uh,
important according you?
well, actually, when you ask me about the most important between speaking, listening, writing, and others, of course, I think speaking is the most important. Why? Because although we are smart, although we are clever in English, without knowing speaking, of course, many people or people around us will think that we don't understand or we don't know about English well. Of course, they will think that we are not English student, or they will think that we don't know about English. So that's why I think speaking is the most important thing in English. Maybe I think my favorite is same with you in speaking because at the first time, I think that speaking is unique because, yeah, of course, it's different with our language. So that's why it is for today. I mean, until today, I like speaking, and exactly when we don't know about speaking, especially I mean English speaking. Of course, I have said before that we will do nothing in English. Although we are smart in grammar, although we are clever in writing, for example, without knowing about speaking, many people will think that we don't know about English.
Yes, I
Because the first time people around us look at us in our speaking. If our speaking is good, of course they will think that we are smart in English. So that's why I think speaking is the first.
I think so. I think so because in society
Right.
we will prove our ability about English here with speaking,
Right,
not with
of course.
not with grammar or writing. I think so. Okay, next question. I ever hear that student of college say that 30% the sign we take in university, but and 70% we get out of university like organization or community. And how your opinion about this statement? You agree or not?
Alright. Exactly. There is no size of our knowledge, right? We can look for knowledge as much as possible. So that's why when of course I always hear that 30% of our 30% of the knowledge we can get in the class in university, but the others percent like 70% of course we get out of the class. I think I do agree about that statement because when we only stay in the class, after in the class, of course we go home to our place, to our room, and then sleep. Or maybe if we have homework, we only get our homework or do our homework and then sleeping, eating, and others. So I think, especially because of right now we are English department, we can improve our English if we only study in the class. Maybe also we can improve it. Maybe only a bit improving. It's not large as possible. So that's why studying all of the class is also very important because maybe if in the class we only presentation, if the subject, for example, like filsafat or others,
Just
maybe,
listening our lecture.
listening our lecture, only listening our friend, which is who is presentation their subject without open our mind. If all of the class we can discuss without limiting time, right? But in the class, maybe only
Just
an hour, maybe
yes,
an
2
hour,
hours.
it is enough. So if all of the class we can discuss with our friend, some with someone that we think he is smarter than us, for example, without limiting the time. So I think it is the reason why I do agree about that statement.
After that, when our in the class, when we was bored with the listen, we will sleep or
Of course.
we talk with our friend, and we will not focus
On the subject,
from
right?
yes. I think so.
So we will be sleepy in the class if we don't understand about the subject. But when we are doing discussion out of the class, for example, like discussion with our friend in our organization, for example, or others, like community or others, of course, while enjoying the time, for example, like drinking coffee or others. So I think it is one of the way to make us is not sleepy when we are doing discussion. So that's why it is very important looking for knowledge out of the class also. But something that we have to think before, although we are active in organization, we always join many activities, and in our organization, of course, we not to leave our class because our campus is the first time. Because of our campus, we know the organization. So that's why I think although we are active in organization or community, don't leave our class or our lecture because it is one of the way to make our future will be good. So it is something that we have to think for the first.
Maybe my friend in my channel want to know how much organization you follow.
Exactly. in this university, I only join two organization exactly. The first extra organization and the second intra organization. Maybe in extra organization, I join Indonesian Muslim and Student Movement, or we can say it PMBA, right?
Yes.
But in intra, I join in ISIS, and also in ISIS I take English division. Why? Because I like English so much. So I take that organization because when I take much or when I take many organization, I feel difficult in managing the time. So that's why I only take that. I mean that organization in my learning in this university.
Which one organization, both of them, you most enjoy when you was there in the organization?
Exactly when you ask me about the enjoying of the organization when I live in that organization, right? I think both of them I enjoy because yeah, as I said before, we have to manage the time. For example, today, right now, we live in one of the organization, and later, of course, we have to learn in another organization. If we join more than one organization, we have to manage, and exactly all of the organizations are good. So that's why when we are doing process in organization, we have to learn more and more to get much knowledge and experience in the organization.
And how both of the organization have the same agenda, the same time, the same date, and which one you must you follow?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, exactly when the organization, I mean the time of organization in one line. For example, right now, in my organization, in extra organization, there is agenda, and intra there is agenda. For example, I have to manage the time in for both of them. For example, right now in the agenda tahlilan, for example, tahlilan, right? In my organization, extra tahlilan. So, although it is not finished, I often go out and go to the next organization if the time in one line because I have to manage. I cannot make one of my organization in one number. I can't do it because I think all of the organizations are good, so I have to attend all of them. I have to learn more and more in both of them. So that's why I have to manage and no priority in my life, especially in the organization. Both of them are my priority.
Okay, maybe you want give my friend in my channel message about how manage the time
Well,
between campus and organization.
alright. Actually, there are many people, right? There are many my friends always ask me about managing the time between organization in learning in university. I think it is general question because most of people always ask it to many people, of course. Um, exactly before I answer that question, we have to realize that in our life for today, in nowadays, we always playing mobile phone. Our mobile phone is number one in our life. So that's why I think it is one of the way. I think it is one of the wall. It is one of the space to make our time is not managing
Yes.
because we priority our mobile phone than our campus or our organization. I think mobile phone we can use it when I need, when we need it, we can use it. And another time when we don't need it, of course we can go to campus and organization. I think unlogic reason when some students say that they don't join organization because they are difficult in managing the time. I think it is unlogical reason because they have much time in their mobile phone. Why they can manage between their university and their mobile phone, but why they can't manage their time in organization in campus? I think it's unlogical reason. So I think it is my statement to managing the time. Use our mobile phone when we need and leave it and go to our campus and organization and also we'll learn more and more in both of them. I think it is best. I think it is good way to managing our time.
Okay, guys, maybe this is our interview today, and maybe there are some positive when we talk. You can take, and I ever hear the words campus is priority and organization is totality.
Alright.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.